Hi everyone, it's Sue from Mixedmediacrafttime, and I have finally decided to start my vintage journal that I'm making with the vintage items that people gave me for my 100 subscriber giveaway. I had to think about how I wanted to go about it. And I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to use each person's entry and try to make a double sort of page. So basically I'm thinking if I can make 4 pages for each person, and then of course once I put them together they're not going to be together as such, but I figure that it will be like a memory of what each person sort of sent. So I started to do it last night, and then I thought maybe I should do it with the camera. So what I did was I just randomly picked out one out my pile, and this one was Diana Campbell's entry. Diana is Handmade by Diana, her YouTube channel. So what I did was I went through her bits and pieces and I put some things together. There were a few book pages, there was some of pattern paper, there's also a few other little bits and pieces. There was these little pictures, doily, some lace, some packets. There are a couple of packets. This was a packet as well. So what I've done is I thought I would join the book pages together. So there were 2 similar to this, and what I did was I actually just cut a strip of coffee dyed paper and put it down the middle, and then again on the back, and that gave me my base 2 pages. It's worked out okay, except for because the coffee stain paper was a little bit thicker, it sort of made it a little bit flimsy there. But I'm hoping that once it's in the journal, it should be fine. And as you can see, I've got paper clips everywhere because I was actually doing it last night in bed. So I didn't have access to my sewing machine or even my craft glue. I only had very basic stuff. So I've sort of put it together how I think it's going to go. Where do I start? This page, I might start at the front. This one here, I just made a little flowery thing out of the pattern paper, and that's going to sit somehow or other like that. She did include this little doily and the lace, which I'm going to sew onto there. This little packet here was actually a longer packet, and I sliced it in half. Excuse me. Originally I was going to actually make this one as a little book by itself and glue it on, but then I changed my mind and thought no, I'll keep it with this part of the envelope. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that onto there. So I think I'll sew the bottom, and then I was going to decorate with these things here, like something or other, somehow. Oh, this was going to go in here, that's right. And maybe I might use some book paper around there as well. And then I'm going to put that in there. Now with this, I was going to try to ruffle it across the top. And the reason I wanted to ruffle it across the top was because I wanted to hide this athletics and remedial exercises. For several reasons. I don't really like the thought of exercise, so it needs to be covered. So I'm going to attempt to do this on my sewing machine. I'm not sure how I'll go. My sewing machine's not that great sewing paper, so I don't know how it will go with the tissuey paper. But I'm going to go and do that now, and I'll be back to show you what I'm going to do with the rest. Okay, now this is how it worked out. It's not even by any means, but I think it will be fine. so I've actually got more than I need. So I'm thinking if I glue that down there, I've still got a little bit more to use for something else. Okay, so that'll go there. A bit too long. Okay. I think that'll look good there. And I did actually sew the bottom of this particular pocket, so that's going to go on there. Now I'm just thinking, is there anything else I need to sew on this side? I really should have sewed those on actually. I would have liked to have done that, but never mind. Alright, so I'll glue this one on, and I'm just using a craft glue because it kind of dries quicker, dries much quicker and seems to hold everything. And it's only a new one, so it's coming out rather quickly. Okay, yeah, looks quite effective. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now positioning of this one. That's going to go there, I think, because I wanted to tuck that in. So possibly there. Yep, so, okay. Just thinking I might not glue the top, because then I can also use that as a tuck spot as well. Now, where was it going? About there. Yep. So that shouldn't take too long to dry. Now I was going to put this at the bottom across too, so I might do that. I would like to sew that, but I think if I do, it's going to come across there, which isn't going to work. So just pop that across there. Alright, now while that's drying, excuse me, I've got frog in my throat at the moment. Where's the smaller piece? I'll pop this around the edge of this, and I have seen a few people do this recently. Who did I see? Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures, I think it is. She does some lovely stuff. If you haven't come across her yet, she's always doing some tutorials on bits and pieces, and she does some amazing stuff. I might actually do it that way. Just give myself enough room because I'm going to tear around this. Oh dear, it's not as easy as it looks. Okay. I'm trying to tear it so I don't get the really white edges. I'm sort of trying to get it. Oops. It's one of those things you cannot rush because you will mess it up. Yep, okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. If I wanted it to be perfect, I'd use a ruler. Okay. A little bit too even there. Might just, yeah. Okay, so that's going to sit like so. Yep, that works fine. Now I'll just give it some, do the edges. And for this, all I'm using is, it's an archival ink, the Ranger archival ink, and it's potting soil. It kind of gives it a nice brown sort of look to it. Okay. And I have done that around the edges of all the other bits and pieces as well. Okay, I think that will be good. Let me see. No, I can't put a ruffle on there because it's got to be able to be tucked into there. Although a little bit up there might look nice. I think I might do that. So snip a little bit off. Whoops. And I think I might just gather that a little bit more and pop it up there. Alright. Okay, and I will make that into a little booklet, I think. Might have to find some coffee dyed paper. Alright, now I'll just glue that up there. Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, that's going to look pretty. Yeah. Okay. Now the flowers at the bottom. Let's have a look. Wasn't sure whether to pop that or off centre maybe a little. I might add a little button or something maybe. Or I think I had it like that at one point. No, you need to be able to see it. Maybe like that. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look. No, maybe a bit too much. But maybe I could make this into another flower. All I'm doing is just wrapping it around itself. Excuse me. It kind of needs three. Let me think, what can we do? Maybe paper? Let's have a look. Just sort of ripping the paper into a circular sort of a thing. So I feel like it needs three to finish it off. Okay. Let's see, what have we got here? Now, let me think. What I'm trying to do is actually make a little paper flower. So I'm just cutting, well, what I think and hope is going to be a flower shape. A bit too square. Let's see, how can we make that less square? I don't think it will matter too much once we put it together. So just put those back together but not quite the same order. Still needs something in the middle. Let me think. What if I scrunch that? Ooh, I've got an idea. If I scrunch those together, sort of more as a corner, and then glue them onto the base. Okay. And sort of overlap them on each other so that they looks more like a flower. I don't know. We'll see. It might not work. Things don't always work. No, I don't like it. Alright, okay. Might glue those down and I might see what I can come up with a bit later. So I'm just going to put some glue on the main part so that it's tuck it under there a little bit, just a little bit. And I think I'll definitely add something to that later. I'm not sure what yet, but I will add something. And that will be tucked into there, and I will put some paper into there to make a little booklet. Alright, so the next page, let's get rid of some of this. Simply will be just those glued down, I think. Maybe with a little bit of book paper in the background. Where's that bit I've just ripped? Yep. Sorry, I keep doing it off camera. Something like that, just to break it up a little bit, and maybe a bit down here as well. Okay, just, yep. Now, where's that ruffly bit? What can I do with that? Okay. Alright, I might just grunge these up a little bit. Today's actually the first day that I've really been able to come into my craft room. It's on the side of the house that catches the afternoon sun, and it's been extremely hot here in Melbourne the last few days. So it's just been impossible to work in here. I have tried to do a little bit out into the family room area, which has an air conditioner. But it's frustrating because you need so many bits and pieces that you just end up coming back and forth, just grabbing bits and pieces to do what you're doing. And I find that after a while just wears me out. I just get so frustrated with the constant up and down. Okay, yeah, I think that will do there. Yep. Alright, I might use paper glue for this, the glue stick for this one. Those together first. Okay. And what I did do, this is just coffee dyed paper, and I just used the the script stamp, and just stamped on there just to break up the plainness. And I've also put some of the tissue paper there with a little bit more of this one. It's still coffee dyed paper, it's just a different colour. And I figured that mutes the background a little bit so that you could do some journaling on there if you liked, or I like. Same with this one, I just put some there just to mute it down a little bit. Alright, now, like that. Thinking the glue stick should hold these. Got to be careful of the ruffle underneath. Just paper clip that so it holds it down until the glue dries. Okay, that doesn't look like I've got enough glue on there. We'll see how that goes. If it doesn't work, there's always the craft glue. Okay, this one should be fairly simple. If I can get it out. All I did was, it was one of these craft packets that you can see around, and I've just realised I should actually fold it that way. What I wanted to do is just to make it a little bit smaller. Oh no, I can't because of this. Alright, back this way. Okay, so I'll have, what I can do is I'll have a tuck spot there, possibly one behind, and then one in front, and I'm going to just sew this across there like that, and I will do that on the sewing machine, and then I will also sew up the sides as well, and then simply glue it down. So I will be right back. Alright, now I've lost my little scissors. Where have they gone? Now they're there. Okay, so all I did was across and down. It's a little bit bumpy, but I think it'll be fine. And then I'm going to just simply glue that down like that. And then I'll probably make a tag or something to poke in there. So I'm just going to use the craft glue, and as I said, I will leave it as a tuck spot at the top so that it is an extra one. Alright. I'm not sure if that's holding something from the other side, but yeah, it's the lace from the other side. Okay, borrow that. Okay. Alrighty, so we can poke that in there, and we'll have a spot there and a spot there. Hopefully when that all dries. Now the last page, simply going to sew down there with the machine and then glue this one on. So I will just do that. I won't be a moment. Okay, I'll just trim this a little bit. I've lost my good scissors from my sewing machine. I don't know where they've gone. Don't know where, but they're gone. Okay, and then I'll glue this down. I might go as close to the bottom as I can because it's going to require quite a long tag to fit into there, and I will make those at another point, I think. Alright, let's glue this one down. Just thinking, I don't think I'll put, maybe we could have it as a side tuck. Yes, we will definitely do that. Okay, so which means this glue is coming out very, very fast. Okay, so let's take that off. And off. Yep, there's a little bit more there. Okay. Oops. And maybe at the top here. Okay, so that's the basis of the pages. As I said, I'll put a tag in there and something there probably. I've got a tuck spot, and a tuck spot. This page could probably do something else, just something little at the top. And we have these two here, which is just a tuck spot in here. And then we have this here. And as I said, I think it just needs something else there. But I'm not sure yet. I'll have to figure something out. Just thinking maybe some of this could be useful up here. Another ruffle across the top. Let me see, yeah. Maybe down the side. Or maybe I can use this for the top of one of the tags. That's what I might do. Alright, well while that's all drying, might just make some pages for this little booklet. And I've just got some more coffee stained, coffee dyed, depending on where you come from, paper. Let me see, I'll fold that in half. Maybe I do need quarters. Yep, that should do it. round and half again. Doesn't have to be perfect. And of course I can just pop it in there and sew it down there, and it will make a little booklet. Just thinking it might be nice to have rounded corners actually. Let's have a look, because I've still got a bit of leeway there, so I might just, whoops, the poor corner rounder is starting to be blunt. Okay, I think that looks better now. And I'll sew that into there, and that should be fine. Okay, right, I'm just going to do that. Won't be a moment. Okay, just chop these little bits off. And a little bit there. Okay, so there we go, a little bit, just a few pages to journal in or put photos or whatever. Okay, so let's just take all these out and see how we go. Alright, so that will pop into there like that, and I think I will distress the edges. That'll be my next job. Let's see, they're still drying, I think. Not too bad. Take that off and that off. Okay. Now we'll make some tags to go in there. I'll just very quickly. It does add something when you do this, I think. Just, I don't know, it just does. A little bit in here. So what I'm thinking is that I will do a double sort of page as best as I can for everybody who sent an entry, and then add extra pages myself should I need them, which I think I will need them. Just do this here, and that should give me a journal. Okay, alright, I'm happy with that. It's come out really nice. I like that. Surprising. Okay, so I still need to add just one more thing there. What have I got? I might just add a button or something. I might see if I've got a big brown button or something and add that to that, and some tags, and then I'm finished. So that is my page. That is for Diana, and I will actually write that on, I think I'll write that on the bottom of each page so that down the track I will remember whose pages they were. So hopefully that was of some interest to somebody. I think we all do things a little differently, and I think it's nice to see how other people do things sometimes. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.